In a large open field, hundreds of parents, elders, children, and teenagers sit or stand behind wooden benches set in a rectangular shape. All eyes are on a stage in the center. They've waited outside for more than 2 hours for Uranana to arrive, and now Nyabitari residents will enjoy an afternoon of live skits, games, and discussions about health issues. These visits are part of the organization's Rural Outreach Plan and are meant to further the health education that people get from listening to the radio soap program. Sylvia Mutete has been working for Uranana development since it launched.
Uranana in English means hand in hand, and to us it means we produce our program hand in hand with our audience. We primarily aim at bringing across messages that aim at behavior change in the area of sexual and reproductive health. And we target mainly rural women of reproductive age and youth.
Mutete says a decade ago, there was a major gap in Rwanda when it came to sexual health education. Urunana's mission has been to fill that gap and break taboos that cause people to make poor health decisions. Uranana educates by inserting lessons into funny, engaging stories with memorable characters. Each episode is 15 minutes long, and 2 are broadcast per week. There are 35 active characters right now, including several teenagers, a few children, and a pet dog called Makasi. The stories teach about safe sex, they try to counter the stigma about people living with HIV and AIDS, and they address misconceptions around family planning and contraception. When the hosts of the day's program invite people to share their stories, Claudine Mujawimani proudly walks to the stage and tells her community how the lessons in Urunana's program inspired her to try family planning.
Uranana has sensitized us. At only 25, I already had 2 kids. For the first pregnancy, I conceived without any problem, but I conceived the second when the first child was only 7 months old. Therefore, bringing them up was problematic. However, listening to the character Nyiramariza telling her husband how they should embrace family planning and space their children, me and my husband agreed to do likewise using a birth control injection. Now I've been using it for the past 2 years and 7 months. Regarding sanitation, in our homes we now practice what the character Mariana teaches without any problem.
As the drama and comedy unfolds, Mutete reacts enthusiastically along with the audience. Between hearty bursts of laughter, she narrates in English.
That how long have you stayed with the sickness? She said maybe 3-4 days. And then the medical practitioner told her you should always refer to the health center wherever you fall sick.
But sometimes people have a hard time trusting doctors, and misconceptions about health issues are often the hardest thing to counter, says Mutete.
Maybe they hear a rumor and it saturates, it becomes a grapevine. And usually we encourage them, instead of referring to a neighbor, you should refer back to the medical practitioner who can get a solution for you. Whoever falls sick should go to see the doctor and abides with the instruction she is given.
It's especially important, she says, to spread these messages to young people.
The other biggest part is to talk about youth, children, and hear their concerns on sexual health and respond to them. Because in Rwanda, there are very, very many orphans. So even those with parents don't share, or they don't even give them positive message. But there are those that don't even have someone to turn to. So youth and sexuality is also another important area to tackle.
And tackle it they do in Nyabitari. Between acts, young people are invited to the stage to be quizzed on the lessons in the skits. At question period, half a dozen teenage boys gather around a table to write private questions on slips of paper. A health worker reads the anonymous questions aloud and answers them. And 17-year-old Sandra Mukanwari has her own story to share with the audience.
I had some words that have helped me, which is why I'm grateful to Uranana to date. What taught me is when the character Mujeni became pregnant illegitimately. She was a student, so she had to leave her studies. So I made a decision not to follow Mujeni's path because a man called Muhire misled her into having sex. Uranana is very helpful to especially us the youth. For instance, I am in senior 5 studying education, so when we hear such problems of a girl missing a chance to attend school and then contracting AIDS, thereby losing her life, it's understandable that you take a stand to resist advances from people like Muhire, who trick us using material things, telling us that they are helping us when they are in fact exploiting us and ruining our future.
When it's over, a crowd gathers to watch the actors board the bus. Some recognize their favorite characters, call out their names, and wave goodbye. As the bus rolls back down the dusty road, the people on it begin to sing. For Nyabitari, it's over, but for Uranana, there are many more villages to reach. For Contact FM, I'm Amy Dempsey.